Right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this morning's market review. My name is Joshua, aka Josh FX. It's a wonderful time again, and it's going to be a wonderful day today. So we're going to be looking at how the whole deal is going to be happening today, and hopefully, yes, we make some proceeds out of all the reactions of the market again. It's been a wonderful week, and it's also interesting that it's just so painful that everything is going to be closing today, Friday again. But yes, we still got some time with us to do what we got to do. And that is what? Trade and make more profits from the global market. Interesting. All right, so let me acknowledge us. Good morning, Adetunji Olalekan. Good morning, Adewumi Mebawodun. Okay. Good morning, Ajo Emmanuel. Good morning, Alfonso Ikediashi. Good morning, Chinedu Osaji. Good morning, Chuku Emeka Anozie. Good morning, Ekpemski. Yeah. Good morning, Abiodun Adebiyi. Good morning to Godwin Onogu. Good morning to Ike Adinde. Good morning to Isa Sadiq. Good morning to Mika Paul Jr. Good morning to Moses Rich. Good morning to Nathaniel Amadi. Good morning to Olariwaju Benga. Good morning to Patience Mark Angeline. Good morning to Samuel Elliott. Good morning to Thomas Laffidon. All right, so there's this particular person here that I am unable to call or acknowledge the person because what I'm just seeing here as your name is SS. Please, it will be nice if you are able to change that SS to your name so we'll be able to acknowledge you very well. All right. Good morning, Akpo Favor. Yes. So that would be nice. You understand? It will be very, very interesting. So we will be able to address you by your name. You understand? Okay. But good morning, Sunday Joshua. All right, so that's all I'm saying for now, pending orders on the time orders join us. So, and for those that are just joining us too, good morning to you. Yes, good morning to you. All right, I can see you're saying your screen, please. That's Isa. What's wrong with the screen? Everything is still on for now. We're just starting. The screen is going to be fine. In the next few minutes, you see me sharing my screen. All right. Okay. So yes, you know the normal routine check. So please, you're able to hear me from your end. Let's just do the do loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear. Please come to the chat section, drop it for me. All right, I'm seeing a thumbs up, and I'm also doing my own thumbs up from my own end here physically. So you should also just know that I acknowledge you. All right, from Moses Rich, you're saying loud and clear. Thank you. Yes, I still need more response. Need more response. Oh, good morning, Nathaniel Amadi. Good morning, Adewumi. Yeah, good morning to you. I acknowledge that. Chukwuemeka Nozi, loud and clear. Mika Paul Jr., loud and clear. Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Isa Sadiq, loud and clear. Thank you very much. All right. Sunday Joshua, Divine Azunda, loud and clear. Thank you very much. So it means if you're unable to hear me clearly from your own end or your location, it means the issue is not from me or from my own end. So I'll kindly advise you if you're unable to get me clearly, unable to hear me loud and clear, I'll kindly advise that you switch off your device, change your location, you on it again, and I think after that reset, everything should be fine. Yeah, Brown Akinola, good morning to you, loud and clear. Thank you for that. Yes. So with that being said, let's move into the deal for the day, which is first thing first. Let's look at the fundamental part of this market. Then we look at our currency strength meter to see how the currencies are doing, after which we move into the chart to see what is going to be happening technically. All right. Okay. Let's move. So I'll be sharing my screen now so everybody is able to see what is there. All right. Okay. And we just, okay, I'm working on that now. All right. Okay. I want to believe everybody is able to see my screen from their own end. Yes, I want to believe everybody is able to see my screen from their own end. All right. So yes, on the morning market review this morning for the forexfactory.com, we are able to see that, yes, we have some news coming out that's going to be released. In fact, one is about to come out in the next 4 minutes and some seconds. Yes, these are news on the euro end. So the first news that came out this morning was around 5 minutes after 1 a.m. That's the RBA, Reserve Bank of Australia, Governor Bullock spoke. Then by 7 a.m., we had news coming out on GBP retail sales, and it came out good for GBP. You understand? Then by 8:15 this morning, we are having news on euros. That's the French flash manufacturing PMI and the French flash services and PMI. In the next few minutes, you understand, 3 minutes and some seconds, that market is going to be released. So you can also get ready while this is going on. Just like we've explained to you several times that if the actual comes out green, it means the information is good for that particular currency, so you can buy it. And if it comes out red, you can also what sell. So let's watch out and see what is going to happen on that particular news. Then by 8:30 a.m., we're having the Euro news. Now, this particular news is tagged red, meaning it's a high impact news. It's coming out on the German flash manufacturing PMI and the German flash services PMI. And that will be by 8:30. Then by 9 a.m., we have news coming out on euros. That's the flash manufacturing PMI and the flash services PMI. Then by 9:30 a.m., we have the GBP flash manufacturing PMI and flash service PMI. They're also two, that's two, and it's coming out by 9:30 a.m. Then 1:30 p.m. today. Okay, so from what we're saying is saying the core CPI month to month is coming, the CPI month to month, and the USD CPI year to year. Well, based on the information you're seeing, it says US government data may be impacted by shutdown. Tentative events are subject to delay, revision, or cancellation. So we really don't know if that is going to be released or no, not. But based on what we are seeing now, let's keep our fingers or our hands crossed. We should expect that the market is going to be released by 1:30. And one thing is for sure, if that news gets released by 1:30, yes, there's going to be a volatile movement in that market. So let's get ready. So this is what I'm going to be saying now, because it's already showing. Normally, from in the last few weeks, we've been always saying that all the news that is to be released by the US government comes out tentative, and at the end of the day, it's cancelled. You understand? But this morning, we're seeing 1:30 is already showing us a time. 1:30. So let's hope it's going to be released. So in that wise, what I'm going to be advising us is this. Please and please, for those that have not funded, please go and fund. That's what I would say. Go and fund. Go and fund. Because it's already showing us that USD news is coming out. And it's even a high impact news, Red. One of the strong news that is being data that is being released by the US government is CPI. Yeah, it's CPI. So if they're telling us that this news is going to be released by 1:30 p.m. today, and you don't see, we say make haze while the sun shine. Don't wait till when rain starts falling. So I'm saying this because these are interesting moments. This market is going to move. It's just like when was it not yesterday? Let's look at what happened yesterday. I think news came out on GBP yesterday, right? No, not yesterday, day before yesterday. Yes, the CPI news came out negative. And for those that would have tapped into this particular market 7 a.m., those that had funds in their account, they saw the way the market moved. It was massive, over 1,000 pips. Over 1,000. So it will be better for you to also do take this opportunity to take the opportunity to. So if this market is going to be released, you can bet it with me, the market is going to move massively. So because of that, I will advise you do what? Fund your account. We say what we say is enough for the wise. So please let's key into this. Thank you. All right. Then by 2:45 again, we also have another news that is coming out: flash manufacturing PMI and the flash service PMI. One of the interesting things is this: these two market can decide to push the market. These two news can decide to push the market. And it will be so painful that this thing should come out and nobody is keying into it. I don't want to come and be hearing stories that, Mr. Joshua, when that thing came out, I did not fund and I saw the way the thing movie, pained me. Don't call, please, if you do that, don't even talk to me. Don't call me. But yes, what I want to hear is, Mr. Joshua, the way you said it, I funded and it moved well. Then you bring tithe. You come and give me tithe. Then I'll also bless you again. You understand? That's the way it's going to be working. I'm just joking on that. But yes, if you give me the tithe, I'll collect. You understand? As of now, I'm your man of God. Yeah. You understand that? Okay? So please, you don't have funds in your trading account. Please fund your account. From what we are seeing, from all the indications, this market is going to be very, very volatile today. It's going to be, in fact, today's Friday is going to be one hell of a Friday, an interesting one. An interesting one. So please, let's get into it. So that's for today on fundamentals, on the news that will be released. Okay, so let's look at our currency strength meter. So we look at it from the currency strength meter.org. Let's look at it manually. Let me refresh. Okay, let's see what is happening. So as of this morning, the strongest of all instruments is GBP and NZD, as you can see, followed by USD. And you can see the green arrow on it showing that the USD is gaining strength. Then we have AUD and euros on the same length, but you can see the bearish arrow, that's the red arrow indicating on it, showing that it is losing strength. Now we have the Canadian and the CHF. But first, CHF is also indicating a red arrow showing that CHF is losing strength. The Canadian dollar is also losing strength. Then the JPY has been weak. In fact, in the last 3-4 days, JPY has been the weakest instrument that we are seeing on the currency strength meter. Funny enough, I don't know. I feel it's a political movement. Or that's what is affecting this particular currency, because based on the information we have, they just concluded their election, and a woman actually won the election. So she has been sworn in as the first female prime minister in Japan. And yes, I feel maybe that's why the market is reacting. Based on what we're seeing from the Japan basket, the Japanese basket, is showing that the economy is going strong. In fact, Japanese yen is supposed to be strong, but for one reason or the other, it's weak. You understand? So this could be a political movement. You understand? And one of those ways, in this particular year, we've actually discovered that the market has been moving fundamentally. So it could be one of the reasons why Japanese yen is weak. They've been selling. In fact, the day she was sworn in, we were made to understand, based on what we saw fundamentally, that the market was selling. Japanese yen was selling. You understand? Okay, let's look at it from the other end, the currency strength zone.com. Let's see what the market is saying. So yes, on the 1 hour time frame, is showing that NZD is the strongest, followed by JPY. Can you see? Now all this, that's what is showing us, that JPY is strong, but we are actually not seeing that reaction in the chart. Then CHF follows GBP, AUD, Euro, CAD, and USD. That's what is showing us now. But you see, by the time we start changing these time frames, that's when we know that yes, that's not the real deal. If you look at it from the monthly time frame, which instrument is the strongest? Can you see? CHF is the strongest, followed by USD. If there's anything I've noticed from the manual and the automatic, that's for the currency strength zone, you discover that the manual will give you the whole frame of the currency strength meter, while for the automatic, it shows you based on time frames. And based on what we are seeing on the monthly time frame now, if you can see it, CHF, USD, euros, they are strong. CAD is strong. GBP is strong. AUD is strong. But the weakest are NZD and JPY. That's on the monthly time frame. Then on the weekly time frame, we can still see that Japanese yen is still maintaining its position as the weakest, last. Then NZD is here as the first. USD is more in between. Then on the daily time frame, can we see JPY is still at the back, but is third to the last? You understand? On the 4 hours time frame, JPY is still there, fourth to the last. Nothing really changing, nothing different. Then on 1 hour time frame, we can see it. So for now, I feel the whole strength of JPY and the likes is just on politics and the likes. Okay. With that being said, let's see what is going to happen. Okay, so the news that came out by 8:15 came out neutral and negative. Wow. All right, let's move to the chart and see what is happening, because that information is telling us to buy and sell at the same time, which is not possible. Neutral is also known as partial buy, but let's see. Let's go to the chart. Let me move us to the chart and see what exactly is happening on the chart. Thank you. Kindly hold on while I do that. All right, so I'm on Euro USD now. I'm on Euro USD. I'm on Euro USD, and this is what we're seeing on the chart as of this morning. Okay, so by it's showing a bearish chart. Okay, let's look at it based on what we're seeing on the 15 minutes time frame, because that news came out by 8:15. So on the 15 minutes time frame, it respected the market, the bearish part of that market, and it's coming down. So it came down, and that's what we are seeing. Yeah, it's pushing down in that wise. You understand? It's pushing down in that wise, showing that euros is what is losing strength. That's what it's showing us based on what we're saying. But yes, after news, we can also go back to technicals. We add news, we do the technicals. The technicals are really, really the main deal. But as of this morning now, we can see that what is going to be pushing this market on euros is more of the news. It's more of the news that is going to be released. Okay. So based on what we're seeing, let's see. All right. So technically, this has been one of the major supports, and there's another support around this zone. This is it. There's another support around this zone. So let's just watch and see. If price is able to break below this point, we should expect it to move in that vise. It could go bearish from this point. If it breaks below it successfully, then this is another support point for it to come and test. And if it's able to break below this other point too, it means price would go down. That's what it's saying. If price is able to break below these 2 points, then we could expect a bearish move from price. But if that is not the case, price could get to this point, test it, and push back. But it's fundamentals, and whenever fundamentals pushes the market, market tends to be abnormal in such situation. You understand? Market tends to be abnormal, and once it takes that move, sometimes we expect a reversal back, 100% reversal, because fundamentally the market is not normal there. It's more of an abnormal movement. So what price will try to do is to stabilize, and after price stabilizes, then we could as well see direction of the market in one way or the other. You understand? So, but based on what we're saying, let's wait and see if price can break below this point, it will be bearish. So let's see what price is going to do on Euro USD. Either it breaks below or it reverses back at that particular session. Okay, so that's that on Euro USD. But if you're looking at it on the other side, that price might decide to go bullish. This is our point here. This is our own zone here. Our own zone here. So for the resistance, if price is able to break above this resistance point, if price is able to break above this resistance point successfully, then we could expect price pushing to the upside. So this is based on what we're seeing, based on those zones. You understand? This has resistance, support. So if price is able to break below this point, now this support here could turn to a resistance, and it meets with the new support zone. You understand? Now, this point could now be a resistance to it, but all the same, let's see what price is going to do. If it breaks below this point, it's coming down, or reverses one of it. Okay, so that's that on Euro USD. Let's look at what is happening on GBP USD. GBP USD. Let's see what price is going to be doing on GBP USD. GBP USD. All right, so I'm on GBP USD now. Okay, so this is on my daily time frame. This is on my daily time frame. As you can see, this was drawn yesterday. This particular horizontal line you're seeing, I drew it yesterday while I was teaching in the class, and I was telling them that this is the point that if price could get rejected, and we can see that price has actually gotten close to that point, but it got rejected. Let's look at what this price is going to do on the 1 hour time frame. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so this is it on the 1 hour time frame. And if you look at it based on what we're seeing on 1 hour time frame, you discover that price has actually respected this zone for a while. Got there the first time, pushed back up, came back down to this same point, pushed up, tested it again, pushed up. Now it's more or less like price wants to come and test this point. So it's simple. Based on what we are seeing on the trend, it's been giving us more of the lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high until it got to this particular point, and price has been resting on that particular section. So this is the deal about it. You understand? So this is the deal about it here. Um, let's see the particular section. Let's see. Okay. So if price is able to break below this part on GBP USD, we should expect a bearish move. If price is able to break below this part, we should expect a bearish move on GBP USD. Okay. Let me mute here. We'll mute here. Yes. Sorry about that network glitch, but I'm back now. Okay. All right. So yes, I said this point, if price is able to break below this point, we should expect a bearish move. We should expect a bearish move on this particular point. Okay. Um, all right. So I feel that's that on GBP USD. All right, let's look at USD card. Let's look at USD card. Let's look at USD card. Let's see what is happening on USD card. USD card, okay, based on what we're seeing on daily time frame. In fact, interesting. Look at it on daily time frame. If you look at it on daily time frame, oh, okay. So I was having a conversation with while I was training some of the clients on the on-site and the class here, and this point was actually marked out for us. I was informing them that this is a resistance zone, and you discover that price has actually respected that point. You got there and it has done a pullback. So are we expecting it to go up again based on what we're seeing? And the trade war between US and Canada is more or less like it's even back, and it's even getting stronger and stronger now, because based on the information we are seeing now, it's saying the trade war, in fact, all trades has been terminated between US and Canada. All trade has been terminated between US and Canada. That's what we're seeing now. You can see. So based on that, I feel there's going to really, really be a strong reaction between the US and the Canadian economy. There's going to be a strong, strong reaction between the two of them. So this is on my daily time frame. If price is able to break above this point, we could expect that price would go up. But if that is not the case, then price could reverse back down. This is on daily time frame. But let's look at it on 1 hour, because based on what we're seeing on daily time frame, it's more or less like price is trying to reverse back up. Okay. So now 1 hour. I'm on my 1 hour time frame. Let's see. So yes, this is it on the 1 hour time frame. You'll discover that price actually came down to this point. This is the real support here on 1 hour time frame. You can see price came, tested it, did this again. Now it's pushing back, and it's almost at this point. So this on this 1 hour time frame, this is more or less like the strong zone there around this point. So if price is able to break above it, then fine. But what we are seeing as of this moment is more or less like in the last 3 hours. In the last 3 hours, it's more or less like it's trying to move sideways. So if it's pushing sideways, that is, the market is trying to correct itself. The market is trying to correct itself. So we should hold on for price to peak a direction. But in that, there's also a zone around this point. So let's see. There's a zone around that point. So let's just watch out and see. So this is it. This market could continue moving sideways based on the information we are seeing. In fact, let's look at the fundamental aspect of it. I'm coming. Let's go back to, let me share it so that we can see it. As of this morning, yes, this is it. It says, Trump, all trade negotiations with Canada are hereby terminated. He said this 4 hours ago. He said this 4 hours ago. And this is going to affect the market. This is going to affect the market between the US and the Canadian economy. You understand? You want to have more information on that, you can go to forexfactory.com and read it in full details to know what is going to happen. And you should know, we should expect that yes, the market is going to move. So this is 8:30 a.m. and the news on the Euro German flash PMI is going to affect the market. You understand? All right. So as we all right, so let's see. Okay. All right. So this is it. This is it. As we can see. Fine. Let's look at the euro. All right. Can you see? Look at what is happening on euros. The news came out good for euros, and euros is actually pushing up. It has rejected back and it's pushing up. And that's what we are seeing. Although, based on what we are seeing here, it's just one information that was released. It's just one information that was released on this. Let's see. I'm with us. Let's see. Let's see what is showing on this chart. Let's see. Okay. So you see, the information came out black and green. Black is neutral and is also partial buy. Why green means it is good buy. So that's why you're seeing that the market is pushing up on euros. That's why it's pushing up on euros. That's why euros is currently buying, and you discover that euros is gaining strength. Exactly. By 9:30, the next information we'll be seeing will be on GBP. Okay. But let's look at what it is on the chart. Okay, let's go there. So as of this moment, you can see the price has moved up. So for those that would have keyed into this position as of this morning now, they would have made some profit for themselves. So just imagine for those that have funded their account. See, these are part of the things that we're saying. So please, if you don't fund, how do you intend to make it? Please fund. Please fund. Please fund. And the real truth is this: there's something said in Yoruba. This adage goes does. It says, "Owo la fi ń wówó." That is, we use money to get money. Money begats money. Let me put it that way. You understand? So you want to make it in this market. One of the things you need to do is to fund. Life is a risk on its own. In fact, you're going out and you're coming in is a risk. No matter how careful you are, you're going out and coming in is a risk. Just that you pray to God that God should bless the works of your hands. And in that same vein, fund your account, put it in prayers. I know a lot of you will say, but you would have said it times without number that this thing has nothing to do with prayers. Please pray and be directed the right way. You will discover that yes, it will move like that. And please, nobody should call me a pastor. I know some people are beginning to look at it like he's teaching as a pastor. I'm not teaching as a pastor. I'm just trying to encourage us to do what is right to do as of now. Okay. All right. So let's move to the next instrument. Let's look at USD Then we look at USD Let's look at USD first. Let's go there. USD All right. As we can see, USD as of this morning is already pushing down. Okay, so let me zoom out a little. This is on my 1 hour time frame. I remembered, I think this was on Monday. I gave us these particular two zones. I marked it out for us, saying if it breaks above one part, we should know that that's the part, or breaks below that part, that's the part is going to follow. And eventually it did that. Now I'm still going to be using that same diagram that was given to us, because you still see that price is still moving that way. So if price is able to break below this part now successfully, based on what we're saying, it could come down. Because look at it in this line. Just look at this. I want to show us this. Can you see? Price got to this particular high in a respected dazzle. And that was why price dropped and came back down to this same point. You understand? Now he's having a little bit of issue around this point. If he's able to break below this part successfully, we could have price coming down. Coming down. And in that same vein, I might even advise, let's look at it on the higher time frame. If you look at price of USD on the higher time frame, from beginning of time, you discover that price has always gone down. In fact, in the international market, CHF is actually stronger than dollars. Yes. stronger than dollars. So I'm based on what we are seeing now. This is on my daily time frame. It's showing that price is dropping. Okay. So that's what it's showing. But let's look at it on the 1 hour time frame. Based on these zones, we know that currencies are the most obedient. They respect zones more. They respect zones more. And because they respect zones more, we should also respect these zones. So if price is able to break below this particular section here, we should expect that, okay, so let me drop it here. With us, fine. If price is able to break below this zone, we could expect price to what? To drop further. So let's just watch out and see what is going to happen in that line. Okay. I believe we're able to see it now clearly. All right. So that's that on USDC. But if it respects this point, we could also look out for a reversal back to the upside. Yes, that could happen. So let's watch out and see what is going to happen on this particular instrument. Okay. Thank you very much on that. Let's look at USDJPY. USDJPY. Okay, so this is USDJPY. And just like we said, for a while now, we've been expecting that JPY is going to gather strength based on the fact that they did an election, a new person is coming into play and the likes, but rather it's been dropping strength over time. In fact, the day the prime minister was even sworn in, even with that, we got the information that yen was selling massively. And that's why we're seeing that instrument like USDJPY has actually been what? It's been going up. Look at it. It's been going up. And now it's coming to close to this same point it got to. You understand? This is another point it's coming back to again. So it could get as high as that particular zone. It could get as high as that zone there. You understand? So if it's able to break above this part now successfully, then we should expect a continuation in that bullish move. But if it respects this zone from this point, we could have price dropping. We could have price dropping down. And these are some other zones here too that we can look out for. Price could break below this part, and if it breaks below this part, there could be a continuation in that bearish move. So that's the way it is on USD JPY. Okay. Let's look at AED USD and NZD USD. AED USD. Okay. Then we'll look at NZD USD. NZD USD. Okay, so starting with AED USD first. Then we'll move to NZD USD. Okay, so AED USD, looking at it from the monthly time frame, fine. It's showing us that bearish candle on the monthly time frame. But if you look at it over time, it's been giving us more or less like a bearish trend. Okay, let's look at it on the weekly, on the daily, I mean. On the daily, based on what we're seeing, it's been moving sideways. It's more or less like it's ranging. In fact, look at it. Let me draw it out for us to see. If you're able to see clearly, you notice that yes, price has been ranging from this point to this point. Okay, so this has been it. And if it's ranging in that vein, it means it's trying to correct itself. If it picks a direction, it means that the direction is going to follow. That's what I'm saying. That's what we're saying on daily. Now, if you look at it on 1 hour time frame, yeah, it might not really be like that. But okay, we're going to do it this way. This is on 1 hour time frame. So if price is able to break above this point, we should expect price to push up. And if it breaks below this point, price could drop down. Now, the real deal is this, because nobody knows the direction of the market. That's one of the reasons why we are seeing us trying to plot this chart based on the zones, the support and the resistance. So nobody's really sure this is what the market is going to do. So the best way for us to just help ourselves is being able to mark out these zones. Once we are able to mark out these zones, then we'll be sure of what the direction the market is going to pick once it crosses those points, either to the upside or downside. That's just the deal on these currencies. You understand? Okay. So that's that for that on AUD USD. Let's go to NZD. NZD USD. So monthly time frame is also bearish, like we can see. So on the daily time frame, it's not really giving us any sideways. It got to its support, and you can see that price is trying to pull back. So based on where it is currently, it's currently at a zone, and based on what we've been seeing over time. In fact, let me draw it out. This is it. When it got to this point, this was the support that turned to resistance here now. Got the reverse back, came back down. Now look at another thing. I just want you to look at how it's been plotting it. You discover that price has been respecting all those zones. You see, the same way when it got to this low, pulled back up to another zone. So yes, price could respect this point or reverse back down. So this is it. Very, very simple. Either it breaks above this point to get to this point, and if it respects this point, we should expect that price is going to be bearish, because all we've been seeing based on the signs is what? It's been giving us lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So it could be moving down, or if it breaks above this point, it could go up to this point. So let's just watch out and see what is going to happen. Is it going to go back up into this point and to break this point, or is going to respect it? All right. So all right, let's see what is happening. One of the things that's actually been calling my attention now is based on the fight or the trade war between US economy and the Canadian economy. And if you're looking at it, can we see what is happening? On the USD card, price is actually dropping. Yes, it's actually dropping. And it's based on this trade war between the two of them. And that's what I feel is happening now. And that's why this instrument is dropping. Because I know that currently, based on what we're seeing, let's look at it fundamentally. We don't have any news coming out on CAD or USD as of now. Yes, not now. So I just feel it's a reaction of the information that has been dropped some 4 hours ago. Okay. But well, 1:30 p.m., there's going to be a strong news coming out from the US economy. So we need to cross our hands and we need to be ready for it, prepared for it. And when I say prepared for it, what am I trying to say? Fund your account. Don't let anybody gist you of the story that, oh, I made my first 1 million from that news, or I made my first 10 million or 3 million from that news. I've seen people making serious and massive profit from information, most especially CPI. CPI, you understand? So please, you can also do it. Please fund your account. And how do you do that? By funding your account and getting prepared for that moment. Okay, that's that. Okay, let's move to the next instrument. Okay, so the next instrument is oil. Let's go to oil. And with us, oil, oil, oil. All right, so I'm on oil now. Let's move. So based on what we're seeing on oil, we discovered that oil has pushed up. At a point it dropped as low as $60 per, to as low as 60 point. Okay, let me be sure. It dropped to this point. It dropped to $60.26 per barrel. Wow, $60.26 per barrel. But as of this morning now, price has pushed back to the upside. Yes, price has pushed back to the upside, and even went as high as of this moment, went as high as $66.50, $50 per barrel. And based on what we're seeing as of now, you can see that it's just between these 2 points. It's moving sideways, sort of. It's giving us that sideways vibes. That's what the market is doing as of this morning. No, okay, let me put it this way. Okay, so this is one, and this is the second one that we're going to pick. I'm going to be picking it here. Yes. Okay, okay. So this is it. It's been more of this sideways move here. So let's watch out and see what is going to happen on oil. Is it going to break above or below these 2 points that has been marked out? Whichever section it takes, that's where I feel we should follow. Remember, we've told you a ranging market. is a correction zone. So once it's done with its correction, it picks a direction. And if it picks that direction, you do what? You strike hard. Strike hard by doing what? Placing your trade in the direction of the move. Yes. So on oil, the market is moving sideways now. So let's get prepared for it. Okay. So that is that on oil. That's that on oil. Let's move to the next instrument. Let's see. Okay. Next instrument is wheat. Let's go to wheat. Let's see what is happening on wheat. All right, so on wheat has actually moved up, and as of this morning, funny enough, wheat is ranging as of this morning. This is it on my 1 hour time frame. That's what is showing us. Wheat is ranging, and based on what we're talking about, okay, let's mark it out for us so we'll be able to see it clearly to know that this is the direction it is, and it's respected those points for a while now. That's just it. You see, so this morning, this is what it has done. This is what it has done. So yes, if it's respecting these 2 points as of now, then I'll kindly advise we hold on for it to pick a direction. Once it picks the direction, then we what? We follow. We follow that particular instrument or the direction of the market, I mean. Okay, so that's that on wheat. That's that on wheat. All right, so let's look at silver. Let's go to silver. Let's look at what is happening on silver. Let's look at what is happening on silver. Okay, silver it is. Okay, so this is silver. You discover that after silver, let me go to the monthly time frame. Now this is it. After silver got to this all-time high, after silver got to this all-time high, it's now doing a pullback. You're not understand now. Part of the reason why the market has been like that is because silver is also a safe haven. Yeah, it's a safe haven. It's one of those precious metals. It's a safe haven, and due to the global economic unrest, the trade war between US and a lot of countries, we had a lot of investors investing in silver, and the price, and that's why you discover that the price of silver also what pushed up to that particular high. But as of now, I think due to the whole I feel one of the reasons is because of this a little bit of some few stability is coming into the market, sort of some certain decisions are coming into play. So that's what is normalizing a little. And for sure, again, one of the things you need to know is this: whenever price gets to a new high, there will always be a rejection. So this is the first time price is getting to this particular high on silver, and that's why price actually got rejected at that spot. You understand? So looking at it from the daily time frame, you discover that price has actually dropped for a while. And now, based on what we're seeing on daily time frame, you can see that it's moving sideways here. In fact, in the last 3 days, that's not really giving any definite direction. It's just been around the same point. That's what it's been doing in the last 3 days. Let me pick it from this point. Okay. That's what it's been doing in the last 3 days. But let's look at what is going to happen on 1 hour. Let's see what is happening on 1 hour. Okay, so on 1 hour time frame, can you see? Let me break it further for us. This is one on 1 hour. Okay, this is 1 hour, and this is another one. Let me put it this way. This is one, and this is another one. Okay. All right, so this is it on 1 hour. We can see that I got to this low and it has pushed back. Now it's coming back down to this point. So it's in two ways. It's either it breaks below this part. So if it breaks below this part, we should expect a bearish move. And if it doesn't, if it goes above this point, it could reverse back up and gets to this high. If it gets to this high again, and it breaks above this point, then we could expect it to be pushing up. But for now, until one of these two is done, we don't know the direction it's going. Nobody knows where exactly it's going to go. Yeah. Okay. All right. So George Majek, you said, I have followed your hands and have gotten it. Thank you. What exactly did you get, George Majek? Please drop it on the chat for me. Let me know what you got. Is it profit? If it's profit, please come and share. Let me share. Come and pay tithes to me. Come and pay tithes to me because I've been giving out some information. So please drop it. Let's see. All right. So that's that. Let's move to the next instrument. Let's see. We're done. Let me look at one more commodity. Let me see. One more commodity. Which other one? Let me see. Drums rolling. All right. Somebody just said corn. Let me look at corn. In my mind, let me look at corn. Yeah, the word just came. He said I should look at corn. So let's look at corn. Yes, let's see corn. Let's see corn. Let's see what corn is saying. I've talked about wheat, so let's see what corn is saying. Wheat was what I talked about before I came to silver. So let's look at corn. Corn is the next instrument I want to look at now. Agbado. Yes. I like corn. And we all know that who is the largest producer of corn? The largest producer of corn is the US economy. And well, based on what we are saying, and this their fight, I don't understand for them. They're just picking fights with almost everybody. Not even, it's just Trump that is doing that one. And I don't know what's wrong with him. But he will soon be all right. That's what I will say. Whatever thing he's doing, Sha, is favoring us because he's moving the market. Okay, so based on what we're seeing on monthly time frame, this is the support point and this is the resistance point for it. Okay, let's look at it on the lower time frame and see how we can spot our own opportunities to enter the market, because we can see that from this point now, it actually gave us something like a hammer and it's been expecting it to the top side. So yes, it could go up, but nobody knows. Let's see. What's it saying? Okay, you know, price got to this high, then it gapped down. So that's also massive. It's in two ways. Price could actually go up from this point. But this is it. Let me just mark it out based on what we're saying on 1 hour. You discover that when it gapped down, this was the zone it formed here. And these 2 points. So let's just watch out for it between these 2 points. If it's able to break above this point, there's a possibility it's going to cover up for all this whole gap. Yes. There's a possibility it's going to cover up for it. Or it might decide to keep on going down. And in fact, if you look at what we are seeing here, I'm coming. If you look at what we are seeing here, one of the things we need to also look at is this. You see the wick. If you look at the wick very well, the wick of this particular candle is so long, showing that the sellers are trying to actually push the market down. But if they are unable to do that, now that's when the whole deal is. You can see that price is actually trying to push back up again. The buyers are reacting, saying, no, we don't want it to sell. Let's buy, let's keep on buying. So there's a struggle between the two of them on this particular candle. But one is going to supersede at the end of the day. Either it goes above this point or it reverses as bearish and breaks below that point. And if it breaks below that point and closes below that point, we could have price dropping down. Okay, so that's that on corn. All right, so okay, let's go to the index market. I'll look at US 30, US 500, then I'll look at DE 40. Yes, those are the index market I want to look at for this morning. US 30, US 500. Oh, okay, then we look at DE 40. Yes. Okay, so that's that for this morning. These are the instruments I want to look at but when it comes to the index market as of this morning. Okay, yes, US 30. So yes, if you're looking at the US 30, you discover that it got to this high, came down to this point, this zone, and it got a support here to push back to the upside. Now, it has gotten to this point again, and it's more or less like it's pushing and the likes. And based on what we're saying, due to the reactions in this market, US market, this market has not been predictable to know where it really wants to go. But this is it. It's in two ways. Either it breaks above this point now successfully, one, or it comes down to this point. There's another zone around here. Yes, comes down to this point. And at this point, this could be its pullback point. Based on what it has done here, it has gone to this point. It could pull back to this point, after which it reverses back to the upside, break above this zone, and it moves. But nobody knows. Let's wait and see what price actually wants to do. Once we're able to see what price is going to do, that's when we'll be able to take our or make our own decision. US 500, please. All right, so on US 500 too, we can see that it's also giving us that same vibes, but this is more or less a little bit different. Okay, so this is one point here. Currently, where price is a zone. If you're able to see what I'm saying from this point is a zone for price. You can see it's a strong zone for price. So if price is able to break below this point, then we should expect that price might be bearish for us. It could come bearish. Coming. Okay, so if price is able to break below this point, we should expect price could come down to this other point. And if price should respect that point, it could reverse back, or it breaks below this point too and continues in that bearish line. But one of the two would be done. Either it respects this point and reverses back to the upside and keeps on moving up, or it breaks into this point and it picks in that line. Okay, so that's that for US 500. Let's look at DE40. So this is DE40. That's for the German stocks. Okay. Yes, I'm coming. I think news is also going to be released on. Okay. I think yeah, they are done with the news on that. And I feel like it's as a result of the news, that's why we are having this long bearish candle. The news that came out positive for euros. You understand? In Germany they spend euros, and that's just one instrument, that's one currency that affects the German stocks, you understand? And as you can see, prices were expecting this particular section here. That's why price is having issues dropping. But if price is able to cross below this point, we could have price dropping down. But if you respect this, if he respects this zone, you could see price reversing back up, pushing back to the upside. Okay, so that's that for that on all the instruments as of this morning. All right, so okay, let's see. I'm going to be looking at questions. Okay. Yeah, someone is asking me, good morning, sir, saying that you're using the higher time frame. What if you're a scalper? What should we do? So the main thing is when you want to scalp, one of the secrets about scalping is the market must be volatile. If it is not volatile, it's not advice you scalp. Because scalping is more or less like one leg in, one leg out. So if you want to scalp, you wait till when that's the rule for scalping. The market must be volatile. There must be strong volatility in that market. That is one. Two, the market must be directional. Either the market is going up or is coming down. Then okay, so this is what I'm going to be doing. Scalping has nothing to do. You're not analyzing the market now to know whether it's going to move in that direction for a long time or a short time. What you're just saying is the market is going up, then you follow it up. You quickly go up, you come out with it. If it's going down, you go down with it sharp, and you're not wasting time. You understand? From your point of entry to when you're going to be out, it might just be the movements can just be within the 10, between 10, 15 seconds, 10, 15 seconds, you're out, 10, 15 seconds, you're out. That's just the way it is for scalping. So if you're looking at it, yes, it has to be sharp, sharp. That's what I'm saying. One leg in, one leg out, and you're out of it. That's that. Thanks. Okay. All right. So, Ike Adindi is saying GBP card, GBP USD. I talked about GBP USD, Ike Adindi, but no problem. I'll go over it again. Then we'll look at GBP card. We'll go over it again. Then we'll look at yes. Let's look at GBP USD, then GBP card. So GBP USD, just like I said, this is the zone that has been marked out for us, which is the support zone, and you can see that on candles it's struggling with that particular point, and that's why it's been marked out for us. If price is able to break below that path successfully, then we could have price pushing down. But if it doesn't, we will have price going up. It's already 9. You can see on candle zero. Candle zero is 2, is also forming and struggling with that point. But whichever section it takes, if it breaks below that point successfully, then we could have a continuation in that line. You understand? But at the same point, we all know that price could respect that zone, being that is a support zone and it will reverse back up. But we don't know what it's going to do, but let's see what is going to happen. Okay, let's look at GBP card. GBP card. Okay, so GBP card it is. So this is GBP card. And based on what we're seeing on GBP card now, we can see that, yes, it actually ranged for a while, then picked this bullish movement as if it went up, but all the same now is back. So it's more or less like between this point now. This is a strong support zone for it. So this is my own take. Although I don't know what it's going to do. It could break below this part successfully. And if it breaks below this part successfully, we could have that bearish move. We could have a bearish move. But if it respects that point, it could get to this point, test it, then reverse back up. But let's see what it's going to do, because at that point where it is, price could also push back to the upside. Nobody knows, but that could be the reaction of that particular market. Okay, so thank you very much. We've come to the end of this morning's market review. Have a great weekend ahead. God bless you all. And before I leave, I'll still make it a reminder for those that do not have funds in their account, please go fund your account. There is a strong volatile news coming out today. That's the US CPI. Please, let's make do of it by 1:30. Bye for now.